So I guess you can tell by the title of this video that this is going to be a guide on how to romanticize your life. Now I know there's quite a negative connotation around romanticism and how it gives a very unrealistic point of view of life. Not everything is going to be perfect and pretty and elegant. Life is much more messy than that, and that's the truth. But let me first define what I mean when I say romanticize your life. To me, romanticizing my life is not about making it look perfect and well-rounded, even though that's what I used to think and that's what I used to aim for. But instead now I define romanticism as living in the moment, being present without having to change the circumstances you're in or the imperfection of your life. It's to firstly accept and surrender to what is, and then to work on only changing what you can, which is the way you view your reality essentially. So let's dive in. One way you can automatically and effortlessly become more present in the moment is to notice the divine beauty of what surrounds you. If you're outside, you might notice how bright and warm the sun is, how the leaves dance with the wind, how the flowers open their petals smiling to the world. It seems a little excessive, but sometimes I think to myself, look at how much perfection God has created in a world filled with imperfect beings. In fact, the Quran, subhanallah, tells us to contemplate. And contemplating the beauty of the skies and the earth should be exactly what reminds us that Allah is so powerful and great. It should make us in awe of His creation, and recognizing that can sometimes allow our bigger problems and worries to float away. Finding acceptance in your life as it is. This is definitely a hard one, and for me it honestly took years to understand and actively practice. And even now I constantly find myself having to remind myself to be in acceptance, to let go of my expectations. Stop expecting someone to be different or life to be easier. A person who's not happy and accepting with what they were given will never be satisfied. They'll want more, and once they get more, it still won't be enough, even if it's everything that they ever wanted. Now, this can apply to many things in life. Maybe you need to be more accepting of the way your body looks, instead of wanting to constantly be slimmer or prettier. Maybe you need to be more accepting of the people around you, to love them as they are instead of constantly feeling the need to change or fix them. Maybe you even need to be more accepting of the challenges you've been given. I always like to remind myself, especially in times of hardship, that Allah does not give any person more or less than what they can handle. The next one is to find gratitude in your daily life. Now, we talked about acceptance, but one practical way you can find acceptance in your life is through gratitude. Now, gratitude is an easy thing to have when you're at a good place in your life. You know, if you're getting married to the love of your life, it's easy to be grateful. If you're on a 5-star vacation, you're filled with gratitude. But what about the times where you see your whole world crumble in front of you? During these moments, I find that we have to really actively fish for the tiny bit of gratitude to bring in the ever so little bit of light into our life. And one by one, the more gratitude you fish out, the more you find yourself getting closer to the light and getting further from the darkness. This can start out as basically just being grateful for a cup of coffee, or having sun today, or making someone smile or laugh. All these little things are great things to feel gratitude for. One of the most accessible and affordable prescriptions is meditation, but I know that practically speaking, only 3 out of the 10 of you watching will actually apply this to your life. Maybe you're thinking meditation is not for me, it's a waste of time, or I can never sit still like that. And listen, I get it. I was exactly like that, and sometimes I still am, but I've been trying really hard to do it more lately, and after noticing the effects it has on me, I don't think I ever want to stop. The best thing you can do for yourself is, as soon as you wake up, meditate for only 5 to 10 minutes instead of going and scrolling through your phone. And even if you don't like the idea of meditation, and you're a Muslim and you pray 5 times a day, that very act of praying is supposed to be a form of meditation for you. But remember that it's not meant to be perfect. You're not meant to be in complete focus the entire time, because at the end of the day, we're human, we have flaws. But it's a great way to just ground yourself, set your intentions, and prepare yourself for the next part of your day. And you may even notice it changing the way you react to certain situations as well.